being said, hey, Chip, go ahead and give it to us tonight, bro.
All right.
What we got?
Like I said, we're going to be dealing with a few topics tonight, but our first big topic is if you haven't heard, Miss Jasmine Crockett was defeated in her Texas Texas Senate primary race. If you didn't know, they just had the primaries in several states, including Texas, where Miss Crockett was running, and she lost in the primaries, which means she lost to another Democrat. Um, Let me see. I think I got some stats here we can take a look at real quick. Like, yeah.
And while you getting those stats, shout out to Mama Nance in the comments.
What up? What up? Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Roderick Turner in the comments. I'm better than before in the comments.
What up? What up? Glad y'all with us. But as y'all just saw, yeah, it was 52% to 46%. And as y'all can see, Miss Crockett lost to another Democrat. Yeah, in the primary. So she won't even be running up against the Republicans, even though she blamed the Republicans for her loss. So tonight, family, we want to hear how you guys feel about Miss Jasmine Crockett. Are y'all glad she got defeated in the primary? Or y'all sad? Do y'all feel like, hey, sister girl should have won that thing? and yeah, she was cheated, like she said she was. So
Sister girl.
Yeah, sister girl. Yeah. So tonight, family, we want to hear how you guys feel about Miss Crockett losing her Senate race. And yeah, make sure y'all drop them in the comments, man, because once again, around here, you guys' opinion matters. But for now, Christy, Quill, how y'all feeling about Miss Crockett and her exit from politics?
You know, sometimes things are happening for us to move on to a better thing, you know? And I feel like even though people don't like her, I feel that she does voice her opinion, she stands her ground, she does give us a good fight. You know, and you have a lot of people don't like her, and you have a lot of people that do like her. But I do feel like she has fought a really good fight. And sometimes, even if you did lose, you know, sometimes it's time for us to move on, to see what's out there better for us. You know, you have done a great job. You know, sometimes, and we can't help that we lost, but sometimes it's time for us to move on.
Okay, and that's a very positive opinion, Christy. But for the person that said in the background that she should run for president,
where are my sound effects?
No, she should not run for president. Okay, so let me say this. Okay, I totally agree. It may be time for her to move on from that. Okay, but here's the thing. When we choose not to accept defeat, we want to blame it on cheating. We want to put it on other people, such as the Republican Party. You did not run against the Republican Party in the how to say the word? Primary. Okay, you did not run. Okay, you ran against your own people. Okay, now here's the thing. The primary, the Democrats, they stuck you with somebody that didn't even run a campaign but for 6 months. Because they didn't want your loud mouth. Now, Quail, I'm a loud dude. I talk a lot of junk, but I ain't running for nothing. All right? Y'all got to admit, Christy, you got to admit, the girl was loud-mouthed and ghetto. And who wants that to be the face of the Democratic Party? Loud and ghetto. Now, oh, I'm gonna say this one for later. Because it's gonna tie back into Jasmine Crockett. Y'all remember what I just said, okay? But at the same time, nobody wanted a loud mouth. We love our black women.
Yeah,
we do. We love our black women. We love our black men. No homo. We love our black men. We don't love, and we don't like niggerdom.
Like what?
Niggerdom. We don't like
where are my sound
niggerdom.
effects? Where are my sound effects? Where are they?
Say it again, Quell. We don't like niggerdom. And that's a bad case of niggerdom. We don't like it, man. You know what I mean? We love black people. We don't like a bad case of niggerdom.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
In other words, you ain't got to be the loudest person on the block. Go ahead, Chip.
Yeah, and I feel like that was a major turnoff to a lot of people. You know, they were calling, you know, I'm not big on name calling, but you know, they came up with some crazy name for Miss Crockett,
did.
from Miss Jasmine Ratchet to, you know, just all types of names. And you know, you just don't want to present yourself in a form of fashion where people associate you with ratchet behavior, because we all know that yeah, ratchet behavior is somewhat glorified in our community. But is it best to glorify ratchetness? You know, should we or should we talk like, hey, we got some sense, especially when we in front of other people, because we don't want to get them no ammo. Oh, listen to that such and such, listen to the way she talk or whatnot. So yeah, I really do feel like, you know, just her attitude, and then once again just coming fully at Trump the way she did all the time. A lot of people don't want to hear, you know, how bad you hate Trump and how bad of a guy Trump is. They want to hear what you actually gonna do once you're elected. So yeah, people gonna have to stop focusing on, I'm gonna get Trump, and tell them, well, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm bringing to the table, because you know, you got to bring more than Trump's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking on that, on Trump, we're gonna get the shout out to QT Storm. What's happening? We hadn't seen you in a while, QT Storm. We're glad that you're here. Mama Nan says, I don't have an opinion on that. But Mama Nan, you keep watching, because we got something later on in the show that you definitely going to have an opinion about. We got two great topics you're going to have an opinion about. But I'm going to say this, man, to the Miss Jasmine Crockett, you know, we appreciate you as a black woman for all your achievements. Just tone it down. Tone it down. Tone it down. Tone it down and get back in. Get back in. Whenever it's time to get back in the race, get back in. You know what I mean? We don't hate you. I don't think none of us dislike you. We just don't like the niggerdom. That's
what is it again? Pronounce it
again. Niggerdom.